All right. Please find a comfortable posture for meditation. Hmm, Meditation. When we sit, we are opening our awareness to the space available to us in our mind. It really is the mind. Maybe there's something, an idea of beyond the mind, but I want to stretch the definition of the mind beyond just thoughts. We'll call it the space of the mind. And our thoughts, they really narrow the mind. I even think our sense perceptions narrow the mind. They narrow the mind into a specific locus of time and space. And the ego sort of creates a specific way of thinking about that time and space. Yeah, like the space in the mind is vast, it's open, it's free, it's readily available. There's so much of it. It's the place of idea. And I think ideas are limitless. As we cling to our life and our story of our life and the senses, sensory inputs that verify and validate that life story, I do believe it creates a narrowing, especially as we groove those patterns and we get habitualized and used to that patterning. It sort of says, oh, well, this is how you did it. Let's keep doing it because it's easy. It's easy on the energy level, even if they're not good patterns. And so in meditation, we are endeavoring to step out of that groove, whether it's a rut or a groovy groove. We are looking to realize that there's something bigger than it, something beyond it. If it's a rut, we're looking usually to get out of that feeling of suffering. But even if it's an enjoyable pattern, I still think there's merit in just getting into the space beyond. Because even the enjoyable grooves have a shelf life. They'll go stale. You can't stay there forever. We've learned that lesson, I think. Even the good things in life need pauses, breaks, rest periods. So, what do? We just hop and keep spending our energy in these grooves, in these ruts? No. We look to see over the walls of those ridges and move into this open space of the mind. Awareness is the thing that observes this open space, but awareness is the thing that observes the grooves too. Awareness is there all the time. In the open space, the awareness starts to understand itself more deeply. The open space, to be observant of that open space in the mind, to me, it's very healing, very wholesome. And so we endeavor to move up and out of, however you want to think of it geometrically, up and out of those grooves and ruts of thought pattern and story, and spend some life energy entering this open vastness, expansiveness, it won't feel like the other ways we feel during our day to day operations when we're in meditation in this context. It feels very different than running around in thought or letting thought lead the day. Now, we can get a nice break from thought by also focusing. When we focus on a subject or an object, that can create some time away from the run of thoughts. Focusing and staying diligent on a single pointed idea or object is also quite nice, but it's not sustainable either. It's good to strengthen that focusing skill, but it can't stay focused forever. And so we want to endeavor to make our resting state, our home state, when we sink back into ourself, to feel like this open, spacious mindedness. That we do not have to chase a common groove or a soothing groove, that it is available. We can just lift up out of whatever rut or groove we find ourselves in and remember the open spaciousness may change how we participate in those grooves and ruts. We need enough focusing power, though, to realize, to see the grooves we are in. They must be identified as grooves. We cannot mistake them for this restful state. And so we use our awareness to watch, to observe, so that we may discern. Are we in this open vastness of a free mind? Or are we caught in a groove, a belief about who we are, what we are, how things are? As we deepen our meditation experience, it becomes very commonplace, it becomes easy to discern when we get caught in one of those grooves or ruts, because it feels so markedly constrained, tight, restricted, compared to the open mindedness meditation has to offer. And in my opinion, that's all it really takes. Just realizing how much better it is to be in that open space. This makes it lasting. We do not have to flap our wings or jump with our legs, chase after it with our eyes. When we realize the vastness of the mind, how free it feels, we just end up there. We enjoy staying there. Something flashy and shiny might pass by our awareness, trying to make a groove or a rut. It just doesn't quite have the luster to take us away. It can be helpful as we learn to really recognize this open space, to watch something from afar. We don't try to ride it or drive it or really push on it. We try to watch it from afar. One of the best things to watch from afar is the breath, trying to feel the breath in and out like a cycle. We watch it from afar. We feel it flowing through the body, in and out. You don't want to get too close. Don't want to catch up with it. Don't really want to get lost in the breath either. You want to just enjoy it from afar, like it was delicate. You can let the flow of the breath act like a beat, like a rhythm, like the way the trains make a train track sound. The breath can do something similar. And as we watch this feeling from afar, it makes it much easier to notice when the thoughts, the grooves and the ruts grab us. Try it. Try watching the breath from afar, like you're watching from a vast open space. And it will become easy to see when the grooves and the ruts of thought patterns pull you into them. If you get pulled in, you just remember to watch the breath from a vast open space. Can you feel how close the thoughts get? So close we almost get lost in them. We forget that we are the vast open space. But the same thing can be done with the thoughts. Just like you watch the breath from afar, you can be witness to the thought patterns. You just need not be stuck in the groove or rut. You can see it down there. It's like a valley, and the thought flows through it. But you are not flowing through it. You watch it from afar, and the vast open space still holds us in that nurturing feeling. Try it. Whether it's the breath, the groove, or rut of a thought pattern, see if they can exist not in opposition to, but inside of the vast open space. We need not create an adversarial relationship to the grooves and ruts. If we know how available the vast open space is, Don't look too hard. Don't focus on it. Don't furrow your brow. Don't stare. It's unfocusing. It's widening the zoom lens. It's seeing the vista. It's seeing the whole sky. It's taking in the whole horizon, not just a specific or tiny part. We have to relax and float back into it. It's the opposite of seeking. It's having arrived. Let the breath come and go, come and go. Let the thoughts flow through their grooves and ruts. Open your awareness to the edgeless space around you. Feel it. as you drift, float up into a more spacious awareness. You might get hit with waves of forgetfulness. You may even forget that you're in the spaciousness. It may be hard to distinguish from sleep or tiredness, but it is not the same thing. It is just a wider, freer, more open area of the mind. It's the home to those who are ready, whether it's the breath or the grooves and ruts of thought streams, or whether it's the dull nature of forgetfulness. All of it can be viewed and felt like a distant passing. It may persist, but it will not last. If you let yourself, if you allow yourself to open up into that space, open up into it, fill into it. Like someone who was bundled in a tight coat and had a chance to free their limbs and stretch their body out. This is what the awareness will do, as it understands just how big and vast this place is. Your home, your state of nature, the abode of being. And still find yourself almost caught in like a big cloud, big blanket of images, story. It lingers in that open space sometimes, but it won't be difficult. It won't feel like a groove or a rut any longer. It's just the breeze, and it too. You just sort of see through it. You don't have to move away from it. You're already in the vastness, in the spaciousness. You can feel that. You're already there, dwelling in this open region of the mind. You may feel like a thought does sort of cover, but it's just the weather, and it passes like the breeze. You can see right through it. It's different than falling into a groove or falling into a rut or getting consumed by some sense, by feeling intoxicated by the physical sensations. We're talking about something much more spacious and free and open and elusive. As you grow more familiar, you'll feel the distinction. And I wager that you'll grow to love the abode of being, the wide reaching, lofty heights, the open spaciousness of the mind. Let your awareness fill into it. Relax from the practice. There's no need to drop back down.